You know, here at Hillcrest, we're trying to do an almost impossible thing. On the one hand, we follow the gospel. And the gospel begins with, I have come to bring good news to the poor and liberation to the oppressed. That's what Jesus said. And that's amazing because in his day, until that time, there was no good news for the poor. The poor didn't matter. But when Jesus came, the poor were number one. They rose to the top. There was an enormous change. And if you try and preach that in this day and age, many people will think you're overly political. And we are so divided in this country that we can't separate out the good news of Jesus Christ from politics anymore. And when we say politics, we mean party politics. So when I say good news to the poor and liberation for the oppressed, people think that I'm of a certain political persuasion and that our church is of a certain political persuasion, and we're not. The other side is we notice that in our country, people don't talk. People don't know how to disagree. People don't feel so divided, and every little thing becomes like a major issue. People move across the country to live in a state that is more politically aligned with their views. That's insane. That's really insane. Think about it. And so what we're trying to do here is, on the one hand, live out the gospel, and on the other hand, be a place where people can still come together despite many different opinions that we share. And that's very hard to do in our day and age. But somebody's got to do it. Where else are you going to find places that at least are trying to do that? We are trying to do it. And if you are interested in making that attempt, because at some point in this country, we got to learn to talk to each other again. We got to learn to listen to each other again. We got to learn to disagree in an agreeable way and still go out and have a drink together, or just have a meal, share food, be friends, be neighbors, be loved ones, be part of a beloved community. We gotta find ways to do that in this country. Right now, we've lost our ways. It's very clear. And so if you're interested in being part of a group that is trying, I'm not saying we're succeeding, but who has the magic formula anyway? But we are trying to build a culture where people can show up, be loved ones, and if they disagree, if we disagree, that's fine. And at the same time, we believe in the gospel of Jesus Christ, who said, I have come to bring good news to the poor and liberation to the oppressed. It's a tall order, but hey, you know what? If the gospel was easy, Jesus would not have needed to come, and the gospel need not have been written. But it was, because it's hard, and we're trying. Come and join us on Sunday, 10:30.